Imagine a whole tribe disappearing without a trace. No one knows where they went. No one knows what happened. This is the mystery of the lost tribe of Dan, one of Israel's 12 tribes. Did they travel far away? Were they hidden in plain sight? Or is there a secret no one wants us to know? New clues may finally solve this mystery. Stay with us as we uncover the truth behind their disappearance. Thousands of years ago, in the land we now call Israel, 12 tribes stood together, each carrying its own strength, culture, and destiny. Among them was a tribe unlike any other, the tribe of Dan. They were warriors, explorers, and pioneers. But their story took a strange turn. Over time, they vanished without a trace. Where did they go? And what was their role in shaping Israel's history? Let's uncover their hidden past. The birth of a tribe. The story of Dan begins in the pages of the Bible, in the book of Genesis. Dan was the son of Jacob and Bilhah, Rachel's servant. Though not born from one of Jacob's primary wives, Dan still carried the same bloodline that shaped the future of Israel. His descendants grew into a powerful tribe, spreading across the land with a reputation for strength and courage. When the Israelites, led by Moses, escaped slavery in Egypt, the tribe of Dan was part of the Great Exodus. They wandered through the wilderness for 40 years, searching for the land God had promised them. But even in those early days, the tribe of Dan had a unique identity, one that made them stand apart from the others. The warriors of Israel. When Joshua led the Israelites into the promised land, each tribe received a portion of land. Dan's territory lay near the Mediterranean coast, a beautiful but dangerous region. It was filled with strong enemies, including the mighty Philistines. This forced the Danites to become warriors, skilled in battle and survival. They did not have the large numbers of Judah or the influence of Levi, but what they had was an iron will. The Bible describes them as fighters, always seeking new lands and opportunities. Some stories even suggest they were the first sailors of Israel, using their access to the sea to explore far beyond their borders. Despite their bravery, Dan's original territory was too small for them. The powerful Philistines often pushed them back, forcing them to look elsewhere. This led to a great migration. In the book of Judges, we find one of the most famous stories of the tribe of Dan. Frustrated by their limited land, a group of Danites set out on a journey to find a new home. They traveled north, far beyond their original territory, until they reached a place called Laish. It was a rich and fertile land, but its people were weak and unprotected. The Danites attacked Laish, conquered it, and renamed it Dan. This new city became an important center for the tribe, marking a significant shift in their history. But this move also brought spiritual and political changes that would later contribute to their disappearance. The role of Dan in Israel's history. Dan's new position in the north made it an important gateway between Israel and the outside world. This meant they were exposed to new cultures, ideas, and influences, some of which led them away from their original faith. One of the darkest chapters in Dan's history came when they became involved in idol worship. The book of Judges tells how they set up a false priesthood and worshipped a carved image in their new city. This angered the rest of Israel, as it went against their faith in the one true God. Because of this, some scholars believe the tribe of Dan was spiritually lost long before they physically disappeared. Their openness to new cultures and beliefs separated them from the rest of Israel, making them different from their fellow tribes. Did the tribe of Dan travel even further? Some historical clues suggest the Danites did not stop at Laish. There are theories that they continued moving, traveling even further than we can imagine. Connections to the Greeks. Some historians believe the Danites had links to the ancient Greek world, especially the Danons, a legendary people mentioned in Greek mythology, Africa and beyond. Others suggest that some members of the tribe traveled to Africa, blending into different cultures and becoming part of unknown civilizations. Europe and the Danube River. One of the most popular theories is that the Danites traveled to Europe, leaving traces of their name in places like the Danube River and Denmark. Could the tribe of Dan have spread across the world, leaving behind clues that we have yet to fully understand? Biblical and historical references. The story of Dan is not just a mystery, it is recorded in multiple ancient texts. Here are some of the key references. Genesis 49:16-17. Jacob's prophecy about Dan, describing them as a serpent that strikes unexpectedly. Judges 18. The migration of the Danites and their conquest of Laish. 1 Kings 12:28-30. The worship of idols in the city of Dan under King Jeroboam. Revelation 7:4-8. The mysterious exclusion of Dan from the list of tribes in the end times prophecy. The absence of Dan in Revelation has puzzled scholars for centuries. Why was this tribe left out of such an important prophecy? Did their actions lead to their removal from history? The tribe of Dan was once powerful, fierce, and adventurous. They played a key role in Israel's early days, but later disappeared from the pages of history. Where did they go? Were they absorbed into other nations? Did they continue their journey into the unknown? Or is their legacy hidden in plain sight? One thing is certain: their story is far from over. As archaeologists and historians continue their research, new evidence may finally reveal the truth about the lost tribe of Dan. Until then, their story remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Stay with us as we explore more hidden chapters of Israel's past. The tribe of Dan, once fierce warriors and explorers, suddenly faded into history. Their presence in the land of Israel grew weaker, and their name began to disappear from records. How could such a powerful tribe simply vanish? Theories abound, and each one brings more mystery. Some believe the Danites were scattered among other nations, blending into different cultures until their identity was lost. Others suggest they left Israel entirely, traveling to far-off lands in search of new opportunities. Could they have sailed across the Mediterranean, settling in unknown regions? The stories of their seafaring skills make this a real possibility. Ancient texts and artifacts provide intriguing clues. Some inscriptions found in distant lands bear similarities to Hebrew symbols, hinting that the Danites may have traveled much further than we once thought. Could they have left behind hidden messages, waiting to be uncovered? Legends also speak of the tribe of Dan holding secret knowledge, mystical teachings that were passed down through generations. Some theories link them to the mysterious Knights Templar, suggesting that their wisdom and influence lived on in ways no one expected. Despite these clues, no definitive proof has been found. The disappearance of the tribe of Dan remains one of the greatest historical mysteries. Were they truly lost, or did they simply adapt and survive in a way history failed to record? One thing is certain: their legacy still whispers through the ages, waiting for someone to uncover the truth. As the centuries passed, theories about the tribe of Dan continued to emerge. Some researchers believe that traces of the Danites can be found in Africa, particularly among Ethiopian Jewish communities. Others point to Europe, noting linguistic and historical connections between the Danites and ancient European civilizations. Could the Danites have left behind a bloodline that still exists today? Some scholars suggest that certain royal families may carry the lost tribe's lineage, hidden in the pages of forgotten history. These ideas are controversial, yet they ignite curiosity and keep the search alive. Theories also arise from biblical prophecy. In the book of Revelation, the tribe of Dan is notably missing from the list of tribes sealed for protection in the end times. Some believe this exclusion hints at a deeper mystery, perhaps a punishment, or a sign that they would be hidden until the right moment in history. With advances in modern technology, researchers and historians have made startling discoveries that could shed light on the fate of the tribe of Dan. DNA analysis has revealed fascinating connections between certain Jewish communities and ancient Middle Eastern and Mediterranean populations. Could these genetic links be proof of the Danites' migration? Archaeological digs in Israel and beyond have uncovered artifacts bearing inscriptions similar to Hebrew writing. dating back thousands of years. Some of these were found as far as Greece, Turkey, and even Ireland, fueling theories that the Danites may have traveled far beyond their homeland. Could they have become part of the ancient Celts or other European civilizations? One of the most intriguing theories links the Danites to the Beta Israel community in Ethiopia. The Ethiopian Jews, who have preserved many ancient Jewish traditions, have long claimed descent from one of the lost tribes. Could this be evidence that the tribe of Dan traveled south, settling in Africa instead of Europe? Historical records also suggest a connection between the Danites and the Phoenicians, another great seafaring civilization. The Phoenicians were known for their navigation skills, and some scholars believe the Danites may have merged with them, using their knowledge to explore lands beyond the Mediterranean. Despite these discoveries, no single piece of evidence has confirmed the true fate of the tribe of Dan. The search continues, with each new finding bringing more questions than answers. Could the final clue be waiting in the deserts of Israel, buried beneath the sands of time? Or has history already revealed the truth, hidden in the places we least expect? And yet, despite all these discoveries, experts remain divided. Some historians believe that the tribe of Dan never truly disappeared, but was simply absorbed into other Israelite tribes over time. They argue that the records of their disappearance may be a misunderstanding of historical texts. But not everyone agrees. Many researchers believe that their sudden disappearance is too significant to be explained so simply. If they were merely absorbed into other tribes, why do so many legends and ancient texts hint at their continued existence in faraway lands? Could they have deliberately erased their presence to protect sacred knowledge or hide from a great danger? Some radical theories even suggest that the Danites could have played a role in shaping powerful civilizations outside of Israel. Could they have influenced the early Greeks, the Vikings, or even the lost city of Atlantis? These ideas might sound unbelievable, but history has shown us that truth is often stranger than fiction. The debate rages on, with new discoveries emerging every year. Some researchers claim that certain royal bloodlines in Europe may trace their ancestry back to the lost tribe of Dan. If true, this could change everything we know about history. Others believe that secret societies, such as the Freemasons and the Knights Templar, may have inherited ancient knowledge passed down from the Danites. But one thing remains certain. The mystery of the tribe of Dan is far from solved. Each new discovery brings us closer to the truth, but also raises new questions. Will we ever uncover the final piece of the puzzle? Or is the story of the lost tribe of Dan destined to remain one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries? And yet, despite all these discoveries, experts remain divided. Some historians believe that the tribe of Dan never truly disappeared, but was simply absorbed into other Israelite tribes over time. They argue that the records of their disappearance may be a misunderstanding of historical texts, but not everyone agrees. Many researchers believe that their sudden disappearance is too significant to be explained so simply. If they were merely absorbed into other tribes, why do so many legends and ancient texts hint at their continued existence in faraway lands? Could they have deliberately erased their presence to protect sacred knowledge or hide from a great danger? Some radical theories even suggest that the Danites could have played a role in shaping powerful civilizations outside of Israel. Could they have influenced the early Greeks, the Vikings, or even the lost city of Atlantis? These ideas might sound unbelievable, but history has shown us that truth is often stranger than fiction. The debate rages on, with new discoveries emerging every year. Some researchers claim that certain royal bloodlines in Europe may trace their ancestry back to the lost tribe of Dan. If true, this could change everything we know about history. Others believe that secret societies, such as the Freemasons and the Knights Templar, may have inherited ancient knowledge passed down from the Danites. But one thing remains certain. The mystery of the tribe of Dan is far from solved. Each new discovery brings us closer to the truth, but also raises new questions. Will we ever uncover the final piece of the puzzle? Or is the story of the lost tribe of Dan destined to remain one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries? And so, the search for the lost tribe of Dan continues. Every new discovery brings us closer to the truth, yet the final answer remains just out of reach. Could they be hiding in plain sight, their descendants living among us without knowing their true origins? Or have they truly disappeared, leaving behind only whispers of their once great existence? One thing is certain: their story is far from over. As archaeologists and historians continue their research, new evidence may finally reveal the truth about the lost tribe of Dan. Until then, their story remains one of history's greatest mysteries. What do you think? Could the lost tribe of Dan still be out there, waiting to be found? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this mystery, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more hidden secrets of history. There are so many mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and together we will explore them all. See you in the next video.